talking to a veteran of a governor's office in another state. And I think it's important everything be put in the proper context. It was a short 4 years and a quarter ago when we were basically dying. $8 billion in the hole, taxes going up, 350,000 lost private sector jobs, credit at risk, going down the drain, depression in the state, depression of the spirit in the state that maybe Ohio's best days were behind us. So I was telling this gentleman about this, and he said, okay, well, where are you today? We now have a $2 billion surplus. We have an increase in the rainy day fund. We now have, over the past 4 years and a quarter, have cut taxes by almost $5 billion. Our $3 billion tax cut before we got to this budget was the largest in the country. And this one clearly is going to dwarf everybody else. And it focuses on reducing the rates. As Cliff says, it's the lowest rate in many, many years, now under 5%. Am I satisfied? No, satisfied, but am I appreciative? Yes. The actions that we're taking on small business, we think that that's absolutely critical. And at the same time, we have a structural balance in our budget. And if you've been noticing reports from around the country, there are a number of states that don't know how they're going to get balanced. Are they going to balance with Scotch tape and wire, or how are they going to do it? We all agreed from the beginning that we would get ourselves to a place where we would accept conservative estimates and that we would be structurally balanced, which in fact we have achieved. And then we look at the credit is strong, we look at the impact of all of this, and now Ohio has grown by 360,000 private sector jobs. Now when I told this gentleman we went from $8 billion in the hole to a $2 billion surplus, $5 billion worth of tax cuts, a balanced budget, structurally balanced and up 360,000 jobs, he said that is just not possible. I don't believe it. So I spoke to him again today just to let him know that this has happened. And he still couldn't believe it. I had to put Keen on the phone with him, and I just hope he doesn't try to go and hire Keen because it's a remarkable achievement. Welfare reform is in this budget. Legislature has thought about it with no improvements to what we had proposed. It's going to change lives, I have no doubt. Continuation of a program for mentoring in our schools, the higher education reforms, and one of the things that often gets missing, continued work to help the poor and Medicaid. Salute the leaders for that. And Gary Moore, who's with us, said that what we are doing now at the community corrections level is unique in the country. And you think about a program that brings our addiction services into corrections, treats people and hands them off to the local community, we have a 10% recidivism rate. I think people have a hard time believing that as well. The national recidivism rate is 47%. So I think anywhere you look, mental health, the treatment of drug addictions, helping the working poor, remaining structurally sound, cutting taxes, running surpluses, it's really, really good. And it's creating an environment where Ohio is emerging again, represent its legacy, which is strong, common sense, pro-growth, pro-opportunity, more money into K through 12 education, an effort to direct money to some of the areas that have been hit hard. This is good stuff. Now, I guess you can spend your time trying to figure out, okay, what did Kasich not get, okay? You know, we push very, very big ideas here. And sometimes the victory is to push those ideas. You get as much of it done as you can. You know, I've watched for a long time since I came to Ohio. Think about this. John Gilligan raised taxes. Jim Rhodes raised taxes. Dick Celeste raised taxes. George Voinovich raised taxes. Bob Taft raised taxes. Ted Strickland raised taxes. Why? Not conservative with their estimates, not controlling spending, not creating a business-friendly environment. Now, I'm not going to tell you there ain't going to be some meteor that can fly out of the sky that can upset things, because it can, and we all know that. Terrible things can happen inside of our country that can send shocks. But that is why we've done what we can to be careful about the way we spend and to make sure we've got a little insurance. We got a little insurance. It isn't going to carry us for long, but at least the people of this state will know that we're doing what we can to make sure we got a little bit more money in our checkbook that we've decided not to spend in case the cupboard goes bare. So I'm very pleased. It's great to work with these folks. It's a very, very interesting process, but what we've achieved here, we should be able to crow about from the roof of this Capitol and across our great state. So